Well, I'd been doing reporting on opioid overdoses, and that had been a focus of the paper for the previous year. So in the course of that reporting, I had come across a few chronic pain patients, not a lot, but a few who started writing in and sharing their stories. And I also had found a blog post that a patient had written about his experience with losing his doctor, and that was Larry.
I was able to work for a long time, and then just complications from injuries. I had what's osteomyelitis. It's a bone infection for 30 years in my right leg, and no doctor wanted to try to fix it. Oh, we can amputate below the knee, and I kept refusing, and then finally found a doctor who said he could fix it, and he did. And it worked for 6 years or so. Came back again. It gets to a point where the pain stops you from being able to function or do anything.
So I put out a call asking chronic pain patients locally to get in touch and tell me how they were feeling about their care at the time. And this was right around October, November 2017. And I was just overwhelmed by the number of people who got in touch with me and told me very similar and very heartbreaking stories about how they were faring at the moment, how difficult it was to get proper care, and this common theme of people losing their doctors.
No other doctor would take me. I contacted over 60 doctors, pain management clinics. No one would take me without medical records. I still don't have medical records from that. No way to get them. You call the office number, it's a recording. They don't call back. Can't get any kind of medication, so I take way too much ibuprofen, way too many aspirins, and I have no other options. That's all I can do.
There was this large group of patients who were not being cared for well, and really felt like they had no voice, that nobody was listening.
Somebody needs to report the facts, report the truth, and get the news out, what's being done to people who safely, responsibly use their medications for years, decades, and are being blamed and punished for something they had nothing to do with.
We do have that belief in the media and everywhere else about what's driving the overdose epidemic. It's a huge problem in Ohio, so of course we should be paying attention to it.
People who suffer chronic pain are being blamed for it, for the epidemic, and being punished for it. The whole thing, I feel, is wrong.
I think another common misconception is that the rate of addiction has changed, that there are vast numbers of people now who are addicted, whereas what's actually happened is that the rate of addiction stays pretty constant in the community. It's just the substance that people are using that changes. So, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, the problem might have been cocaine. But now it's this class of drugs, and the reason why it's an epidemic is because they're so much more deadly. I think in your gut when you have a story that is compelling and that should be told, and that's how I felt immediately when I started hearing from these patients.